Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, y'all. Another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market. But y'all know, let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, let's get started. So we are looking at the VIX. And as you can see right here, this for 1307, 1306. And we have been at this place since 3 o'clock this morning, and that's interesting because we made a pre-market high of 1328 only to get rejected, which was really close to a previous 1331. So we got rejected here. We're coming back down. Looks like we're trying to find support right here at this 5 EMA, which is around the 1314 area. So the VIX normally goes up. That means SPY is going to the downside. So where are trouble places for the VIX as of now? It needs to, I guess, keep support here. If it should break this area, then we're going to come back down to 1306. 1303, which is a 200 EMA. We could fall back to 1293 or 1289, which is really close to the 20 EMA, right at 1290. 1289, 1290 is really close. So I would definitely watch that area. But right now, the VIX is under the 5 EMA. So it wasn't support at 5, it was under the 5. Let me correct that. Yeah, so today should be an interesting day just looking at the VIX. So let's go to the SPY and see where we are, right? So with the SPY, yeah, the SPY came down to 532.61 this morning pre-market, which is right here, bouncing off the 200 EMA, which brings us right at this ATR trail and stop. So we are back above the 5 EMA, which is good. So we're making higher highs from that. Right now, the 5 EMA, which is the 533.49, is our support right at the 20 EMA at 533.51. So SPY would need to stay above this area in order to continue to the upside. Just know that our trouble place is at 533.69, which is kind of like where we are now, and 534.03 is another trouble place, which puts us right at the 50 EMA. So I always ask, where are my trouble places? It needs to break above the 504.03 and stay above that to continue to the upside. And just know that we are going to have trouble at the ATR trail and stop at 534.22. So SPY is going to have trouble in that area. If it should break that, we could very well come back and retest this 534.53 or this 534.87 area. But those are trouble places to the upside for the SPY as of now. And just keep in mind, anything is possible when the bell rings. I always say it's go time. Anything could change, right? So to the downside, if SPY should break below the 532.61, just know that this 200 EMA at 532.53 is support, and the 532.26 we can come back and retest that area. Or if we break the 532.26, we could definitely come back down to the 531.30 area. So yeah, again, today should be an interesting day. And as you can see, this is the SPY on the 1 hour chart, and this has been our gathering spot. Price came back to this area once, and then it tried to come back here, but we're back at this place again. So it's interesting because it can move in either direction. So we'll come back to the SPY just to do a recap, but I would say y'all trade carefully today. Today is going to be a very interesting trading day. Let me say that. So this is NVDA. NVDA has been moving. Yes. And the price is back down to $120, considering it was $1,200. That's something to be mindful of, right? So support is right here at the 120.02, resistance at the 121.07. I would definitely watch those areas. Right now, it is trading in our zone, which is our gathering spot. So if it should break below the 120.05, just know that 119.77 is another area of support, and the 119.43 is another area of support. I would definitely watch those places to the downside if it should trade to the downside. 119.02 is the next area of support, and 118.80. I would watch those places. Just know that 117.47 is the 200 EMA to the downside. Now, let's say to the upside, if it should break above the 121.07, just know that we can can come back and retest this 122.19 and know that we're going to have trouble at 122.41. It is so interesting to keep saying 100 when it was 1,000. That is very interesting. So if I traded NVIDIA today, those are places that I would definitely watch to the upside or to the downside. Know that if we break this 122.19 area or that 121 area, it can come back and retest this 124.05. Again, anything is possible in the market, and the video should trade interesting today because of the split. Let's say that. Yeah, so today's going to be, again, a very interesting day. Let's go to AMD. AMD was trading in a gathering spot also this morning. I have 163.09 as support and 164.32 as resistance. It's trading in this zone. So it would need to break above this or below this in order for me to trade that, and I would set my alert to let me know. So as of now, where are trouble places for AMD? We have 162.72, 162.32, 161.97, and 161.39. Those are support places to the downside. And now, if it should break above 164.32, just know that the 20 EMA is at 165.31, which is right here at the 200 EMA at 165.61. So I would definitely watch those areas also. 166.15 and the 166.41. Those are going to be trouble places for us today for AMD, to the upside and to the downside. And keep in mind, AMD normally moves about $7.19 per day. And on this daily chart, it is just, it's a little interesting. So if I traded AMD, I would say trade carefully. I would definitely watch those levels to the upside or to the downside. And right now, it seems to be trading in our gathering spot. So yeah, that is very, very interesting. And let's go to the Qs. That was one that I wanted to look at today. The Qs, I have support at 461.77, and again, this is I always try to go to our 4 o'clock candle. This would have been our resistance area at 462.52, but we're breaking out of that area. Only, that is our support area above the 5 and the 20. And as of right now, it just got rejected at the 462.87, which is the 50 EMA. We did come back up and test this around 463.04. So that is kind of like our pre-market high as of now. So it would need to break above that and stay above that to the upside. Just know that that's going to be a trouble place for it. If we continue to hold support at this 5 EMA at 462.53, 463.04 is a trouble place for the Qs. And that's looking at it on this 30-minute chart, right? So let's go back to, let's go back to the SPY just to see where we are as of now. And when I said the Qs, that was QQQ. So SPY is still at that place of support at the 532.61. And yes, I'm going to stay with SPY. Seems like it wants to go to the upside today. It looks like it wants to break to this, past this 50 MA 533.86. But again, today the market just looks interesting. I would say trade carefully and not rush into your trades. Make sure you have confirmation as to why you're entering your trades, and be very, very careful. I'm going to go back to NVIDIA, and I'm sorry to keep bouncing, but NVIDIA is I wanted to see on the higher time frame. Yes, on the higher time frame on the NVIDIA, to see how the price changed. It was moving $30-$40 a day. That's what I wanted to check. The ATR, when the price adjusted, the ATR adjusted. So NVIDIA now is moving on average of $5.17 per day, when it was normally moving on average of $43 or between $39 and $43. And keep in mind, NVIDIA does have some gaps to the downside that need to be filled here, from 523, 522. There's gaps to the downside that need to be filled. So it wouldn't surprise me that, being that the price has, maybe declined, it could come back and fill those gaps. Again, I always say, y'all, nothing is guaranteed in the market. Be careful and trade what you see. Tesla, I know, have some interesting information coming out this week about, I think, the voting decision for Elon. So, Tesla should trade interesting to, this week, let's say that. So I would definitely, if I traded Tesla, I would say be careful, pay attention to the news, watch what's going on with the news, because it can move the stock in either direction. That means up or down. So yeah, y'all, today is going to be a great day as always, y'all. I hope these videos are very, very helpful. This is just some of the things that I see when I look at the market. Again, nothing is guaranteed. It just gives us a guide, y'all. So I hope that everyone have a very productive day, a very profitable day. And y'all know I always like to leave you with this: be blessed as well as a blessing unto others. Until next time.